All right, it says I'm live. Hello, explorers. I am Jessica, and today on Exploring the Local Life, I'm going to talk about the 4 must-haves for digital nomads or for you remote workers. And what I'm going to be talking about here are for folks that are just starting this or you are researching it. So you know some of the things that you need to have before you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to become a digital nomad, whatever that means. Which brings me actually to my first point. Before I talk about those must-haves, what the heck is a digital nomad or a remote worker? Basically, it is anybody who is going to be working from home. And if you're an RVer, that is going to be in your RV. So what are the 4 things that you need to have? The very first thing is internet. Yeah, you're not going to get very far doing any type of remote work if you cannot connect outside of your RV, right? So how do you do that? Most people get a mobile hotspot, especially folks that are kind of like heavy users. We have a Verizon hotspot that we use. And this one that we currently have gives us 500 gigs a month. And that is fantastic, not only for our just everyday normal needs, but also it allows me to do something like this, which is go online live and share this information with you. Oops, I do not have my stuff muted, so I apologize for that. And of course, if you are joining me, please let me know that you're here. Say hi, let me know where you're coming from, and drop in any questions that you'd like. We also have Super Chat, which if you pay a small amount, then we would get to see your stuff highlighted for longer. So that's another way to support us and to get your question answered. So the internet, you can get a mobile hotspot. I do know some folks that successfully do digital and remote work using the hotspots on their phones. So they've got the larger data plans and they just tether off of that. We haven't done that because we have a pretty inexpensive internet plan. Cell phone plan that doesn't really allow us to do that. It's much cheaper and more reliable for us to use this internet. Now, of course, if you don't have that, hello, Mark from Austin, Texas, welcome. And if you don't have a hotspot or anything like that, you could always go to the local coffee shop, a library, and other places like that. There's also co-working spaces where you can go in and basically pay like a small fee and hang out in their office for a day or so. Hey, let's see, Golden Granny. Hi, Lancaster, Texas. Awesome. You're looking at a hotspot. Yeah, we have really enjoyed having that. Not only do we have the Verizon one, but we also have an AT&T Mobility, which I don't think is available anymore. But it is unlimited, and it has worked out that way. When the AT&T isn't working, we have a Verizon. When the Verizon isn't working, we have the AT&T. And when neither of those work, I cry a little bit and I head to the coffee shop. Not because I don't love going to coffee shops, but I don't want to spend more money. Not frugal me. So the second thing that you need, because sometimes your hotspot isn't going to give you the best signal because it runs on a cellular network. And sometimes you just don't have that signal. So we have a WeBoost, and with the WeBoost, it actually takes our signal, whatever it is, and boosts it. And that has been a lifesaver. Actually, where we're staying right now does not get the best internet or cell signal. But with our WeBoost, we've been able to stream. I'm doing this live stream, and it has really saved our butts. And it has done so many times. Is it 100%? No, because it boosts your signal. So if you have 0 signal at all, there's nothing to boost. So it's not going to work in that case. But for us, it has come in handy so many times, well worth getting one. We did get ours for free, and we have been using it and enjoying it. But if you would like to purchase one, I will be putting a link somewhere in the comments. I guess I didn't think about that before I started the live, but a link to be able to purchase one if you would like. So what is number 3? You need to have electricity. And you might be like, well, of course, duh, Jessica, I need to have electricity anyway. But let's say, part of this life, right? We're RVing. We're trying to do this remote work. We're doing things differently. So maybe you want to go out and stay in the desert, or you want to stay some sort of public lands, right? BLM land stuff. You're not going to have any power out there, okay? You are going to be totally off grid. So how do you get your electricity? Well, you can run your generator, which is our current option, or you can get solar, right? And some people have done some wind turbine stuff, wind generated stuff, but I've heard that that's kind of clunky and not the easiest or best way to get your electricity. So you've got your generator and you have your solar. We are looking into solar, and I think we may get a, what is it, like the briefcase kind? Because at this point, really, what we're powering a lot of times when we're using our generator is just to, like, you know, charge up our stuff. And that just seems like a waste. So we're trying to find options. I know, like, probably every time that I come on here, I say that we're trying to look into solar. We're trying to do something different. We are. And by us saying it every single time, it'll move us to go in that direction, right? Because now you guys know we have to prove that we're telling the truth here, right? Let's see. Texas Old Navy. Hello from Denton, Texas. Look at this. All of the Texans are coming to say, hey, how are you? Awesome. I'm in Arizona. I just left Texas. It's hot there. It's hot here. I didn't know it was going to be so hot here. I probably should have done my research. Oh, of course, the most obvious way of getting electricity is at a campground. So that is always an option. I'm not saying that isn't an option, but you have to make sure that you have, again, reliable electricity wherever you decide to go, because you won't be able to work without it. So what is the fourth one? I think this is probably one of the, I have my kids. I'm on live, guys. I'm unavailable. Coming out if you need me. This is another reason why I don't always go live. I'm by myself right now. Robert is in Atlanta. So I'm manning the kids and working, doing my remote work, all on my own. And sometimes it doesn't go very well, which brings me to that number 4 item. The fourth must-have is flexibility and a good attitude, or just the ability to kind of like roll with it, because there's going to be days where there's not going to be an internet. It's going to be, you're going to be somewhere so remote that there's not going to be internet. You're going to have electricity for most of the day, and you're probably not going to be very close to any place you can go to plug in or to get that reliable internet you need. So some days you're just not going to be able to work. I actually had an experience like that. We were in New Hampshire, and we were staying in this wonderful place, completely off grid, and it was completely off grid. There was no service anywhere at all. Like, we would have to drive like 30, 40, 50, I don't even know how many miles to get somewhere where we could actually use the internet. And I just took those days off. I mean, in a way, it was good. It forced me to not work for several days and have a really fantastic time. But that's going to come up when you're doing this remote work. You're not always going to be in an ideal situation. You're there with your family or whoever is in the RV with you. So you're not going to have like an office cubicle space. I mean, if it's just you by yourself, that's different. But then you might also run into those things where you're missing social interactions. You know, it's not the same as working in an office. Most of the time that's good, but sometimes it kind of sucks. And then if you have a bunch of other people that aren't working and you're the only one trying to get it done, it can be frustrating. So you have to always keep a positive attitude and just power through it. And maybe some days you work a lot more than you were intending to, but then you don't work any the next day because you just can't, you know. Let's see. Good morning from Indiana. It's morning, Jack. I think you meant good evening. I don't know. I don't think there's much of a time difference. Let's see what else I said. Oh, yeah. And like travel days. Travel days are interesting. Sometimes I do work while Robert is driving. So I'll be in the passenger seat because I do not drive the rig. He does. So sometimes that does give me the opportunity to work for an hour or two and get some work done. There were a few weeks back where I was actually, we pulled in at a Walmart at 10 o'clock at night. And guess what I did? I flipped open my computer in the Walmart parking lot with my family buzzing around me, and me being tired from a full day of driving. I mean, even though I was a passenger, it's still kind of stressful to be in a truck all day with kids and cats and husband. I love you, Robert, but it can be stressful. He knows, right? I stress him out too. And then to now work a few hours, it can be difficult, but that's what you have to do when you do remote work and you're actually traveling. Let's see what else I've said here. No, that's about it. I've covered everything. Let's see. It was morning. It's the best time of day. Morning is the best time of day or now? I am not a morning person. That's another thing. I'm remote working right now, right? Digital nomad. But my office, I actually have a job that I have to report to on Tuesdays at 8 a.m. Eastern time, which means it's 5 a.m. local time. I have not been keeping my East Coast hours. So it has been very difficult for me to make that meeting or to be alive during those meetings. I'm just kind of like dragging. And then as soon as the call's over, I go back to sleep. But I make it work. And some of you guys are like, man, you're saying all these horrible things about it. But what about all the great stuff? I mean, look at, I'm working right now, right? This is my office, like right now. Sunset in Arizona, and it's beautiful right now. You know, or I can work on the beach, or, you know, I could work in the morning for a couple hours, spend the day with my family, and then work a couple more hours. I don't have that commute into the office. I don't have to wear, you know, business attire. I can wear my pajamas if I want. I could be in a bathing suit and work at the pool. I mean, those are the positives. So don't let me saying all these negatives, you know, discourage you. But I do want to be upfront and honest about some of the struggles that are involved with it. Let's see, Mark, you said, what internet works out best? For me, we have a Verizon hotspot. It has worked out really well. And this is not directly from Verizon. We have a third party that we work with and that we have gotten this through, because this is, gosh, I forgot. We just changed it. It used to be $185 per month for 250 gig. And now it's less than that, like $150, $125 for 500 gigs. So it's gotten actually better. And the Verizon is pretty reliable, but we have that AT&T mobily as well to fill in the gaps, because sometimes there are some gaps. Let's see. Hey, Leo from Houston, Texas. I love it. I've got all these folks from Texas. Ah, that's awesome. I hope that you guys checked out my Wellington, Texas video, or mine and Robert's. I keep saying I because he's not here with me, so I'm getting a little, you know, confused. And lastly, I want to talk about, if you have more questions about this, there is something called Remote Work School. And that is something that my friend Camille Attell from More Than a Wheeling has come up with, because she is very experienced and knowledgeable on remote work. And if you would like information on that, please email me, Jessica at exploringthelocallife.com, and I'm going to have more information and links and all these things, and hopefully get a freebie to you. I just sort of threw this video together tonight because I'm not going to have time to edit a video this week. It has been crazy, and I'm all by myself right now. So it's not, I don't have like 3, 4, 5, 6 hours to record and then compile and then edit a video for you guys. So this is what I'm doing this week. So please forgive me for not having all of those links prepared, but I will have those soon for you. So let me know if you have any questions, if you're watching the live, and if not, please drop any questions or comments below, and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. I'm going to wait just a few minutes to see if anybody has any additional questions. Otherwise, I am going to end the live and get to that other remote job that I have. I still have to do that. So let's see if I can put any, I don't think I could put any links right now, but I'm just waiting to see if there's any questions. Thank you guys for joining me. I really appreciate it. I know on the East Coast, it is now almost 10 o'clock at night. So some of you guys might not be watching this. Again, yeah, this whole being 3 hours behind so many of my friends and family is totally discombobulating me. It's totally throwing me off. Hey, Casey Lulu. Hey, so glad you touched on all the good. Yeah, I have to mention all the good as well, because I wouldn't be doing it otherwise. I was in the office for many years. I liked it until I had kids, and then I really wanted to be with them. And so this is why I'm doing this. Currently, my children, of course, are inside the RV screaming, so there are moments that I'm like, maybe I didn't make the best decision. I'm just kidding. It is great, but of course, it always has its moments, good and bad. Well, I don't see any questions coming in or anything, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off. But again, leave any questions or comments in the replay that you might have. Let's see. Oh, let's see. Hey, FB, first time live. You like the time difference? Oh, then you can catch us. Awesome. We'll see. Good. It's working out. That's why I have all my folks from Texas chiming in too, right? You guys normally wouldn't catch us, but with the time difference, it's working out. Yes, I am living the dream. I am blessed to do so. And also just remember that I also took the risk I was willing to make a mistake, regret it, and go back. Well, not necessarily regret it, but to go for it, realize it wasn't the right thing, and then realize that I could always come back and do it. I just wanted to try something different, and it's working out. It's working out for us. So anyway, I am going to be going. God is good, Casey Lulu. Oh my gosh, you guys are going to go full time. Awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Hope to see you on the open road, guys. See ya. I'm going to end the live stream. Bye.